Hey everyone, this is Neil. And welcome to Railroad News and Solutions. Now, it was supposed to be Train Talk today, but Train Talk is actually going to be postponed because I'm due to other stuff, so it's postponed to next week, so Train Talk will be postponed to another day. But today I'm going to be talk about one of my favorite Florida high-speed rails, Brightline. Talk about the issues and the solutions we're going to get to Brightline about what we can do. And we're going to talk about the good stuff, and we're going to talk about the pros and the cons about Brightline. And we'll do all. First, let's get to some news first. Good news! I just got good news. The Blue Line is now going to be in Carolina Place Mall. And I just found out about that Park Avenue crossing. It is actually working. They fixed the USNS electronic bell. They fixed it, so it actually works. That was actually a lie they gave me, but it is fixed, so the Cats was able to fix it, so it actually works. So the battery was able to get replaced. They were able to replace the battery. But I'm not sure what they're going to do about the old Pineville Road crossing. Are they going to leave it that way, or are they going to fix it, whatever? I haven't heard anything about 7th Street or Bland Street yet, but I'll find out when I go there one day. And good news, the Red Line's going to go, we have a good news. So we found out the Linked Light Rail is actually not going to go to Valentine, sadly. It's actually going to go to the Carolina Place Mall, which is going to be exciting because people will not have to drive their cars to Carolina Place Mall ever again. But another good news, the Silver Line will still go to East Charlotte. It's only going to go to the Bojangles Coliseum. That's approved. So part of it will actually remain. It's now going to take you to Uplands Auditorium and Bojangles. That way you don't have to drive there in local parking. You can just take the Silver Line. That makes it easier because you can just do that instead. Now, let's get... Oh, more news we have going on. And we got more good news, which I'm really excited about. All right, who's ready to start? Let's start with solution. Who's ready? Let's go. So we need to start out with some problems. We're going to talk about the good stuff on Brightline. Well, the good things I like about Brightline is they have really nice stations. I like that they have Schindler escalators. I like the Schindler escalators because Schindler and elevators. They got free parking. There's free Wi-Fi on the train. They're nice interior, nice restrooms, nice seating, and the inside of the cars looks very nice, which I really like. The other things I do not like is what else? Sorry, that's a little. The other things I do not like, what the problems are is... wait, I'm about to finish on the pro. Good stuff. I like that they have grade crossings. They have quiet zones, which I really like. But I noticed that some crossings, there are no quiet zones approved. So that's really good. I like that they have the SCB-40s, which are really nice locomotives they have. And they have nice adventure cars, which are really nice. You can get a smart class and a premium class trip. They have the lounges. I like the lounges there. Now, security is not like the one you see at the airport. It's really good. They have securities to make sure you have bags that you're not carrying and all types of stuff. That's a really good thing as well. Now, another thing good about Brightline is you shouldn't go on the tracks, which is not good. Now, Brightline only can go a couple miles per hour because they go slow. Because the problem is, one of the other problems is it runs along Florida East Coast's tracks, which in Florida, which really a good thing I like it goes all the way from Miami to Orlando. You got a stop at Fort Lauderdale is another stop you got there. You got nice stations at Miami and Orlando, and really nice stations at West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and Aventura, which is so nice. People can just go to the Aventura Mall without having it makes it easier than having to fly or drive into Florida than having to drive, because you don't want to drive on the long roads because it's really not going to have you do that. Anyway, so we need to make sure we're going to talk about problems that are going on in Brightline. Now, Brightline runs on an area, they're using Florida East Coast's tracks, which is owned by Brightline, which Brightline runs on those tracks, and it has to go through a lot of stations it has to cross. But it only can go a couple miles because it has a lot of crossings. Brightline does have a lot of areas you should not be able to go. Brightline has a lot of grade crossings, and it ends up hitting a lot of vehicles and a lot of people, which is not good. What we should do about it is improve them. What I should do is improve those crossings on Brightline. What we need to do is prevent people from going on the tracks, like outrunning the train. Never should do that. And have more quiet zones, longer gate arms, and pedestrian gates at each crossings. That's really good. There's also those digital signage, like those no left turn or right turn would be really good at river crossing. And the bells they use at river crossings, I have to tell you, are general type 3, safe tran type 3, or seniors electronic high tone. General type 2s, Western Pompeys type 4s, and different types of mechanical bells they use. They have a mix of electronic bells and mechanical bells, which is really so nice. Mostly the mainly part is general type 3s are the newer ones. Now, another problem at crossings we see on Brightline is people are just going to try to get around the gates, which you're not supposed to ever do that again. Now, Florida East Coast runs freight. Now, the Florida East Coast side is separate from the track. It does not. A good thing I like about it is that the Florida East Coast trains do not have to touch the platforms. They have a middle track on their own. It's double tracked, which is really nice. And I really like the drawbridge too. Florida East Coast has to pass by its stations, and the trains they don't have to touch the platforms at all, which is really so nice. Another thing I like about Brightline is they can go very fast. At Orlando, it's grade separated because, well, in Cocoa, Florida, you have a couple grade crossings. You have grade crossings over there and drawbridges you have to go through. The stop in Orlando is at the Orlando International Airport, which people have to go through security like TSA. Now, Brightline security is a little different. You should never film there. Now, you can get a free ticket. You can get them online on the Brightline app, or you can get them on your phone. You can get printed ones too. You can get all those things on Brightline, which is really so nice. Another thing I like about Brightline is the horn is like a Siemens horn, which is really so nice. Another thing I like is that the river crossings ring till the gates lower, and then I like when they rise up, the bell rings until the bells activate when the gates rise up. That happens on Brightline, which I really like at the river crossings. They don't ring through cultivation, sadly, but it's a really good thing that I like. I like it. It's really so nice. What else do I like? Another thing I like about Miami Central Station is that you can do connection to rail. You can connect to the Miami Metro Rail, the Miami Metro Mover, and you can connect with Miami Tri-Rail, which the commuter railroad. Tri-Rail is having a little trouble getting into the station, which they have to get into the station easily. They have their new line, which is so nice. Eventually, Tri-Rail will get new equipment soon to replace its oldest F40s and its GP locomotives, which we will talk about that in commuter railroad equipment updates on Eastern commuter railroads. Coaster Fan is going to have a video on that soon, so be sure to do that. And pretty soon I'll have a video on that too, so be sure to. Pretty soon I'll have more episodes of Train Talk. Like I'm going to talk about commuter rail updates, as well as other stuff on Train Talk too, such as different types of light rail lines and different types of commuter railroads and passenger locomotives and passenger cars. I'm going to talk about those in Train Talk one day. The next railroad news and solution, I'm going to talk about freight railroads. Then the next one we'll start to talk about is high-speed rail. That will be on another one. The Brightline West, we will not talk about Brightline West. But I'm going to talk about Brightline West, because we need to talk about it first. Brightline West is going to run from Rancho Cucamonga to Las Vegas. But it's not going to take you directly to LA, which, if you want to get to LA, you have to take a Metrolink train to get. And I found out it's not going to open in time for the 2028 Paris Olympics, which is not good. Good, because people need to get to the Olympics easily. To the Olympics, which is going to be in LA, which the 2028 Olympics will not be, 2028 Olympics is not going to be ready for the Olympics soon, which is not going to be, that's not good. The Brightline, which is not going to open until it didn't reach its date to open for the Olympics. Now, another thing is they're going to use Siemens Volaro train sets, which are going to be, and they're going to have the same paint scheme as Brightline in Florida. And I said the cars are going to look nicer. They're similar to those on Brightline. But another thing is, it's not going to have any grade crossings. It's going to be fully grade separated. So, you'll have not that many. It's going to run on a highway. and median. It will be fully grade separated, have less grade crossings, more high speed. It will be really going 210 kilometers per hour, miles per hour, and it will have a couple stations, and it will have a stop at the LA airport. It's not going to take you to downtown, at Las Vegas. It's not going to take you to the Las Vegas airport, sadly, which is not good. Which you should never ever have that, it's going to be a big problem. Oh, and by the way, quick reminder, I will not be able to do train videos for the next couple weeks because I'll be busy with things, so be minded that I will have train videos soon this summer, but I have to figure out my schedule first and see what I can do. So that's all for right now. I'm wearing this artwork because my friend Lindsay gave this to me, and she was the best. Today's Margaret graduation. I'm really sad that she's going to be gone, which is really cool. But this is a really good shirt. Anyway, so see the train on there? You can see it right there, okay? So we do have more revenue solutions. Let's talk about more solutions that we get to Brightline. Brightline West, okay, top people take a Metro Link train. You could electrify it, but it is going to be. And I found out a new news about U.S. Rail is going to be coming to electrification soon. We will talk about electrification in our new episode. Now, I'll give solutions on that in the next episode for train talk, and the real news solutions. And I think so that's all I know about Brightline. So far, Brightline is still pretty good. So let's make sure what solutions I would give is reduce crashes, improve crossings by making the gates longer, expand the cars more to 8 cars or 6 cars, to 8 cars, train sets, add more cars to the train, expand the platforms more. That's what I would do if we're gonna have more people. Reduce waiting times. And also eliminate use for horn. Only use it in case of an emergency. And also make the bridge a little bit wider so the trains can get through easily. That would be a much better thing. Anyway, so that's it for this episode of Revenue Solution, and thanks for watching this episode of Revenue Solution for a look at Brightline, for a look at Florida's Brightline, and Brightline West and California. If you have any thoughts, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Until next time, I'm Ian Hari. I'll see you on the line, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.